I'm Ivan and I was a total otaku like those otakus addicted to video games, anime, series on Netflix and worst of all, porn. Because of learning languages in the way that I do, I've changed completely and now I enjoy hardly to whatever topic. I'm capable of reading 4 hours, I'm an athlete and I want the same thing to happen to you.
Okay, so language learning actually helped me to become disciplined, and this is because I was a fucking otaku, geek, addicted to porn, playing video games, masturbating, all of those things, right? And language learning is one of the hobbies that literally lets you do it with whatever thing that you can imagine, right? You can even learn languages with porn, which hopefully you're not doing it, but like you can. And so literally, I started learning languages, especially English, with things like watching videos about video games, watching videos about anime, watching videos about all of those things. But like this is kind of wrong, and I'm going to explain you why. But still, this helped me to become productive and actually do something with my life. Yeah, I was addicted to all of those things, and so basically I watched this guy in Spanish who was selling, Mr. Salas actually, that you can learn languages with YouTube, video games, and all of the things. And I said, oh my god, how is this possible? And then I started basically applying all of the things about immersion that he said, and I started doing all of those things. And so I literally started learning English with the incredible world of Gumball. And then that was really important. That was a really important thing because now I noticed that I have a, I don't know, 30 to 40% of comprehension or something of the like. Because before that, I was playing MMORPGs in English because, I mean, if you don't know English and you're a Spanish native, then, I mean, it's kind of bullshit because almost every freaking MMORPG is fucking like in English, you know? And so you will know some English just because you play things in English, right? And so, yeah, I started doing that. And then after like 2 to 3 months, I started watching videos on YouTube about Krunker and about Rocket League 2, which is actually another really important thing because those were games that I actually really enjoyed, right? But at some point, this becomes really easy, right? Like, this becomes really easy. You start watching Netflix, you start watching videos on YouTube, and then basically you start getting an addiction to those things, right? But still, it makes you kind of productive because, I mean, you're doing something productive that it's actually kind of difficult. But after 2 years or something of the like, in which I was watching TikTok, I was playing video games in English, I was doing all of those things, I have a pretty good level. I can read some things, I can speak some things, I can listen almost everything on the language. But like I noticed that my ability in speaking is actually not really that good. Even now, I'm actually not really that happy with my accent. Which is, I mean, it's pretty good, but like I'm not really that happy with it. So, I noticed that okay, my speaking is not really that good. What do I do? And then I started just basically reading a lot. And so by reading a lot, basically you put all of those patterns on your brain and all of those things, and you put them really quickly because I mean, you can really honestly just speak so quickly, and then if you read, basically you will just acquire the language just quicker because I mean you can read like a thousand words per hour, 1,000 words per minute or something of the like, and so it's just way quicker, right? Especially because if you're watching a series, you know that there are some times in which people are fighting, you're just in a scene or something of the like, and so you're not really listening to the language, but when you're reading, you're literally in the language always, right? So that's why it's actually way more efficient than watching a video or something else like. And if you notice something here, you notice that I'm actually progressively advancing towards my addiction and towards actually becoming more disciplined. Because first, I started with being a fucking otaku. I started with watching, I don't know, animes in English. I started with watching series in English. I do film videos in English. And then literally, the only thing right now that I do in English to maintain the language is actually read and record videos, right? Which is actually another thing that I did to improve my speaking, right? So if you actually take this seriously, something that you can do is, okay, you will use your addictions to video games, YouTube, and all those things, and you will learn language with that thing. But at some point, this will become really easy. And when it becomes really easy, what you need to do is actually replace that same thing with literally something harder, right? And that thing that is harder is just speaking and reading. And if you do that enough times, you will literally stop your addiction to the thing. And you can do that with whatever amount of languages that you want to learn until you basically stop having that addiction, right? Now, the definition of an addiction is literally that it stops you from basically doing things in your everyday life. And so whenever it stops being that way, so basically you can watch YouTube and basically you can watch it for just, I don't know, 30 minutes, and you don't have to spend like 3 hours in YouTube or 3 hours playing video games. then it is by the definition of the word not an addiction anymore. So basically, you can actually be kind of relaxing that way. Now, something that actually will give you an addiction always is probably TikTok or really short form content, because like even if you are the best and most disciplined person, if you enter TikTok, you will spend like 1 hour unconsciously in there, because TikTok is just really bullshit, and the algorithm in there is literally made very specifically for you to just waste your fucking time. And so don't be on TikTok, and please just uninstall that thing and never use TikTok again. So that's it for the video. And if you want to basically just become more disciplined, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, all of those things. Bye.